Hello, hello. Welcome to the TMI Show. I am Manila Chan. That is not Ted Rall. That's producer Robbie. Ted is taking a long potty break this morning in between deprogram and TMI. So that is the TMI.
Well, he's happy because he had those skin tags and he's got them removed, and
Oh,
he's celebrating.
he's enjoying
It's
his
a
potty
liberating
break.
experience. Yeah, I mean,
There's Ted.
you had stomach
Robbie's
problems.
right. Oh my God, it's like a different thing, man. Like like when I want to like retire the expression "don't give a shit" because I always want to give a shit now. It's like the best thing.
My God.
I
It's
mean, I
like
mean,
your butt feels liberated.
everybody, like I'm sort of granted an F level celebrity, but I kind of think I could become an advocate for anal skin tag surgery. Like
You could be the
I
poster
would do
boy.
ads for the American Skin Tag surgical removal organization. You
There's
know,
got to be a lobby group, Ted. We got to find them for you here in DC. You
yeah,
could
no,
be
I'd
their
be happy to.
lobbyist.
I mean, I know I would get like $75 a week to work for them, but I would be,
Yes.
it's like not APAC. It's not a well-paid lobby.
You might be able to get like free toilet paper every month or something.
True.
Could
Worth
come in
it.
handy.
Hey, like
Things are
if there's
getting
another
expensive,
pandemic,
so
you'll be jealous of me.
that is no, because I have the booty sprayers on the toilet seat.
Mm. Yeah, but the thing is, if
It's
you
way
have
ahead of
skin
that.
tags, even when you have the sprazzer, it's not quite the
Does
same.
it help?
Oh, the skin tags are in the way, man.
Oh. So even well, I'm saying like the cleaning portion. Wouldn't the cleaning portion have it using the water be better if you
Of course,
still retained the skin tag?
sure. It's a workaround. The truth is, nothing really substitutes for having hot plasma shot into your anus while you're on your hands and knees in the supplicant position, because that's how you do it. You like
That's
I
how
don't
they
know if I
remove it?
explained this. I had to be
No.
I had to drop trowel, and then there's the how what an examining table looks like, and there's
At
the
the
little there's the little
proctologist?
well, at anywhere, how there's the stool, and then there's like
Okay.
the little stool, and you step up, and then normally you're sitting there facing at the edge of the thing, waiting for them to come in, right? Um,
Yeah.
and worrying about how much of it's not going to be covered by health insurance. So
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
in this case, you turn around, you face it, you have to be your anus exposed. You have
Okay.
they
You're on all fours?
you're on all fours. You sprawl yourself out on your arms forward onto the thing, and then I didn't know they could do this. They can tilt it. So maybe that's only at the ass doctor, but they can tilt it forward, and suddenly you're like, whoop, your ass is up in the air like you're Donald
I'm pretty
Trump,
sure
and
there's a
Yeah, no,
yoga pose.
Netanyahu is right behind you.
no,
Well,
all the beds can do that. So they're all motorized.
oh.
So you can lower the head and raise the legs, and
Right.
yeah,
So
so
that's great.
that's
You can
normal.
get it removed anywhere, at the dentist, wherever.
Right.
But
I mean, it's kind of like practice for tax time. Honestly, come April,
Don't you have to be
if you're
licensed for
concerned.
those like specific procedures, Ted? I don't think, right, Robbie? I don't think a dentist can do this for
I
you.
gotta tell you honestly, I
I've got
think
it right
Robbie
here.
will volunteer. It's fine.
I've got
Right.
you.
yeah, no, thank you.
But
Go to
my rates are
Montana,
much less.
free
My rates are
removal.
much less. I got this.
Yeah, I think Ted's what is that? The
That's the
razor
X-Acto blade.
exacto knife. There you
I
go.
mean, either
I
one.
think Ted's is a little gentler.
I, I,
But anyway,
I have skinned many a critter. I have skinned many a critter with this.
I could honestly do
if
it.
you guys don't
I
know,
know what they did. I could totally do the same thing.
this
They
is
didn't
the
do it.
TMI show.
It's not a big deal. They literally just shoot some Novocaine in there, and then like when you don't feel it anymore, then
No, most of us don't know. Well,
then they
this
just
be
go,
the
then they
TMI
just go
show,
like
so
this, like
Yeah, they snip it,
that's it.
and then what they do
And
is
then you bleed a lot, and they put a lot of paper in there, and then they tape your ass cheeks together, send you on your merry way.
yeah, no, but really, if you want to know, so basically they have this little tool. It looks almost like a screwdriver without a head, and so you get it in there, and it has a blade, and so you go in, and then it'll close. And so
Oh,
then
so it has
so
like a zipper inside?
yeah, so you actually go in, you actually cut out the core of whatever it is, or the abscess or whatever, and then you pack it with gauze, and then you tape it.
Oh.
That's how you.
Robbie
There's
knows
really-
all this weird
there's
medical
not that
stuff
much to
because of
it,
his years at the
actually.
hospital. So.
Well, I've done it
Yeah.
before.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Why?
Why did you do it?
Well, but in my situation, because we're working, so in Baptist Hospital in Pensacola, I was friends with the doctor. He was just an awesome guy. No, I've done a cardiac massage with people on people before. Is awesome. So anyway, we were just slammed this one day. He's like, Robbie, you hunt, right? It's like, yes, sir. So blood doesn't bother you, not one bit. Okay, perfect. So he showed me how to do it. So okay, I need you to do these. These are all those abscesses. You'll pack them, put tape over it, and then just leave the chart here on the table. I'll sign off on it. Like, done. It's not hard.
Yeah, it's not. There's really not that
Who
much to
needs
it.
medical
I'm
school?
sure I could do it. I'm sure I could do
Who
it.
needs
I
medical
mean,
school?
I'm not
Just
saying
go,
I could I probably need. it'd
go
probably be
work
more of
on
a
the.
challenge
You don't
to
need
do a heart
clinical.
transplant.
You don't need
Heart
clinical,
transplant
Ted.
would be hard.
Maybe that.
No,
But outside of that,
there's
some other
seriously
basic
not that
clinical
much to
stuff.
it. I'm really
Basic
not kidding.
clinical stuff.
It's
There you
really
go.
easy.
There you go. All right. So if you guys don't know, this is obviously the TMI show, and we give you a lot of TMI. Manila Chan, producer Robbie, Ted Rall right there. We got a lot of stories to get to, but real quick before we jump into the stories. So Ted, you saw that longtime drummer for ZZ Top, Frank Beard, dead, age
Yeah,
77.
all the jokes about how he was the one without the beard. Yeah,
I
see that, yeah.
I know. But that leaves one top left. One of the top.
Oh, is that true? There's only one left?
Yeah, there's the one with the biggest beard. He's the one that's still alive. And is that correlation or causation, Ted?
What's your favorite ZZ Top song? For me, it's got to be Legs.
Lagrange.
She's got legs, and she knows how to use them.
That's a great song. Lagrange.
Yeah.
Lagrange.
Yeah.
Lagrange. Robbie's like, who's ZZ Top?
No, I know who they are, but I don't know any of their music, so I just couldn't.
Oh, it's so good. So I mean,
Yeah, they're great. Yeah.
I mean they're great. Like they're like an Americana rock band. Like, but they're from Texas. And I would argue
the genre definitely has a glam influence. You know, it's
little
glam
bit.
country. Yeah.
a little bit of glam, a little bit of country. I mean, they're really American, like really American. They're like, that's the only way I can describe it is like this is definitely an American rock band. Like there's nobody else out there like them. Like, so it's very sad. Only 1 out of 3 tops left.
But what the fuck is wrong with our culture? Like, you know, like if we brought up ZZ Top 15 years ago, people would be like, whatever, yeah. It's only when you start to kick that they pay attention.
No, music lovers like you and me, Ted, like we know, like I was so sad
Those
when
who
Tina
know,
Turner
know.
died, like Tina Turner or like Prince. Like people have no idea how, no pun intended, instrumental Prince is, or even still what was or is currently still, to present day pop culture and music as we know it. He's written
Do you think that's true? You think that the Zers don't know about him? I mean, I don't know the answer.
The
to that
Zoomers,
question.
the Zoom kids.
Yeah.
Thomas is the only one that in his generation that I know of who knows of Charlie Pride, which is just a tragedy. But he's doing his part. He's been introducing people to Charlie Pride.
Well, I mean, ZZ Top though was like if you want a sense of like national pride or whatever, like there are certain American bands that you just have to like give respect to, and that's one of them. And like, there's some of the actors.
Zillions. Are you kidding? That's one of the things we're really
maybe
Americans
says that
are
Zappa.
really good
Yep.
at is music.
The Charlie Daniels
Frank
band.
Zappa.
I mean,
Thank you for the donation. Maybe
Kenny
Rogers.
Rogers.
There are some just American, Dolly Parton, for example, like just
Buck
super
Owens.
Dolly Parton's
very
overrated.
American.
Dwight Yoakam.
How can you not love Dolly? Everybody loves Dolly Parton. She's
Not
adorable.
everybody. Not everybody.
She's adorable.
Do you
She is
like
a
any
gem.
female country singers?
Oh yeah. No, for sure. Gosh, what the hell? Having a brain fart now. You should put me on the spot.
Rosetta Lynn? Roseanne Cash?
Damn it! Now I'm having a brain fart. I need more coffee.
Well, Well, anyway, I didn't want to stray off too far.
Tanya Tucker, she's one, if I'm getting the name right.
Sure.
She's great.
Yeah.
I mean, she's definitely one. Gosh, I'm having a
when
blue
Stevie
screen right here.
Nicks goes, I'm going to be super sad.
Well, yeah, she's not country, but she's great.
No, I'm just saying as far as like American music, like.
Oh yeah, when Christy Hynde goes, it's going to be a fucking national tragedy.
Yeah. I'm going to be so sad when Stevie Nicks goes, but there you go. You know, this is, I would say,
Christy Hynde will outlive us all.
Ted, do you agree? Arguably, the 70s were probably the best era for rock music.
You know, I'm going to say, yeah, you're probably right. But the thing is, there's a lot of spillover, right? Because when you talk about the 60s, you have to include garage rock and proto-punk like the Stooges and Question Mark and the Mysterians and 13th Floor Elevators and all that stuff. You've also got to include all the cool psychedelic shit like early Pink Floyd and and
Loretta Lynn.
In general,
Loretta Lynn, that's what I was thinking of.
But the 70s were like the perfect culmination of like
so I'm
inspo from the 60s.
Saying, yeah.
So in general,
if you have to throw a dart at something, because that's when punk, new wave, glam.
Yeah. If I had to pick like a decade of music that I could only listen to that decade of music, I would pick the 70s.
But the 80s are so fucking great too.
I love the 80s, but I would pick the 70s.
Pop. It's the glistening pop song, you know.
I think that's when people got to know ZZ Top. Really was not even when they formed in the 70s. It was in the early 80s because their music was often used in movies.
I think
ZZ Top? What movies were they in?
Okay, so what was y'all's favorite Tanya Tucker song?
I don't know. I didn't follow country that much. I mean, obviously she's a great singer. But I don't know any songs off the top of my head. I'm not good at like song names anyway. I know bands.
You're having your blue screen moment.
Yeah, no, I've never been good at remembering titles, like ever.
I would say for me, it's got to be "Love Me Like You Used to."
I know them if I hear them. That's it.
For me, and this song, it just really kind of haunted me when I was a kid. "What's Your Mama's Name?" And so basically the premise of that song was that this guy, he walks up to this little girl and he asks her, what's your mama's name? Never mentioned a guy named Buford Wilson down in New Orleans. Gave her some candy if she would tell him. Long story short,
that's not creepy.
No, he got arrested. And when he was put in prison all of his life, when he died, they found this letter, said, you have a daughter. She has green eyes. And so that's basically the premise of the story of the song is that he was trying to find his daughter, and he got snatched up by the cops and died in prison for it. He was just trying to find his little girl.
Country music, I always found to be like, "Woe is me! Someone shot my dog. Someone shot my dog, and I'm drunk." Like that's
my wife left me, but I had it coming.
Yeah. Peter, thank you for the donation. Peter says, but the 70s also included disco and prog rock on the negative side.
Well, that's true.
Oh, progressive rock. Those
both.
I like progressive. I like bands like Journey, okay? And I like ABBA.
First of all, that's 80s, but yeah.
The 80s, they're not 70s at all?
I think they started in the
Journey?
late 70s. Didn't they start in the late 70s, like 78? I guess it's 70s, but...
Yeah, it would be 70s.
I thought they peaked out chart-wise in the early 80s. I could be wrong about that. I mean, you know...
I like it, okay?
They're not that bad, but they're certainly not good.
And I do like disco. I'm not all of it, but I like disco. Yeah, there's a lot of disco I like. So yeah,
Ted,
I had to pick an era 70s.
Ted, I know that you've heard Delta Dawn.
Yeah, of course.
I have. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But probably my favorite country group is Alabama. They're just so all their songs it's always told a story, which is awesome.
I do like story songs. I'm also very partial to a genre of music that doesn't get enough attention, which is sort of like the British male singer-songwriter types like Nick Lowe, Dave Edmunds, Mickey Jupp, Elvis Costello,
But see,
the
string
Brinsley Schwartz, Graham Parker, those people.
we're talking American classic bands, and they are dying off. And now we're stuck with like K-pop bands.
Well, everything's hip hop. Everything's rap now, right? Everything. That's all.
Pop? No, not
rock
rap.
is
Pop.
dead. Everything is hip hop or rap. Yeah. Or
I don't know. Is rock dead? I don't know. I mean, country
dead,
seems to be having a survival.
It's off the charts.
Revival. Yeah, I guess so. I guess no big rock band has come up as of recent. Like everything's like
And they can't.
K-pop.
Yeah, I mean, like
Can't?
a band like they cannot. Like a group like say the Strokes. They can have
They're great.
they can have a little bit of a career, but they can't. They really, white people will show up to listen to them, but older white people, but they will not.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
They can't fill stadiums the way that rock bands could 30 years ago.
Think a big American rock band anymore. Like
Cody Johnson's doing a good job bringing old school country back. Because he started to sing.
Is.
Peter, thank you again for the donation. Peter says Richard Thompson and Al Stewart on the British side. British.
The Year of the Cat.
I love British.
Great song.
British bands, but we're talking Americana and Robbie. You would like ZZ Top. They're not like Ozzy Osbourne or anything like that. They're not. It's great, just great, fun American rock music.
It's like, it is.
I mean, I've heard them like sharp dressed bands, some of the other ones like that. Yeah, I've heard them.
Just fun American rock. It's
not bad,
not harmful. They don't say anything nasty, or they're perfect. They don't talk about anything salacious. They're just a fun Americana.
Now, if I had to pick,
nothing profound. They're just fun.
But
they're
if I'm going to go with
American
anyone, for me, there is Johnny Cash, and then there's all others.
Yeah, if I had to pick,
they're all dead. All these great musicians, all dead. Like I said, now music henceforth is K-pop, where boys look like girls, and
also the music all sounds the same. I mean, I don't care how people dress and shit like that. I mean, for me, music isn't about I know that's all important, but I don't care. Like David Bowie and all his outfits. For me, it's about it's about what it sounds like.
As Ziggy. Oh yeah, Ziggy was. I mean, him dressed as Ziggy Stardust is amazing. Manchild, thank you for the dono. Manchild says, check out Ghost. Is that a newer American rock band? I don't know. I feel like that used to be one of our greatest exports, was like our film and culture.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and if we've lost that, we are well and truly fucked.
We've lost
because it was literally the thing that we
was
wiped
the thing.
The floor with every other country. I used to collect when I traveled cassettes, because most music was just disseminated by cassette in the developing world, like music from all around the world, and it was all like basically ripped off from the United States. And there would be like I have cassettes of Burmese rockabilly, and I have and Thai death metal and all sorts of weird shit.
That's awesome.
And like every now and then I'll put this stuff on just because it's weird. And it's like now there's nothing to rip off anymore. I mean,
no, I know. No one's ripping us off anymore. So that's telling. That is really telling.
We suck now.
Like Hollywood sucks. They're remaking all of these old shows and movies. Like they're bringing back A Different World. Do you remember that from the 80s, Ted?
Oh yeah, of course. I never
spin-off from the Cosby.
I know what it is.
It was a spin-off from the Cosby Show where the Cosby's eldest daughter goes off to college, and so it's her spin-off show. And so it's basically about an HBCU that she goes to called Hillman College. They're freaking bringing that back. Like, dude, you guys haven't no one's going to copy that, Ted. Let's just say that. No one's going to copy that. No one's making. I
have to say, Waylon Jennings is probably my all-time favorite.
Oh, he's
Johnny Cash is a close second.
Sure. But those are people that people emulate. I'm saying now the U.S.
Also, Johnny Cash had such a long career. He had two or three comebacks.
We don't have exports like that anymore, because all we work on now is like selling bombs. Yeah. Like that's what.
And apparently we're not good at that anymore.
So what is our national export?
What are we good for? Really?
What are we good for? What album was that? No, that's a song. War. What is it good for? But like, I look whenever we have like a big musician like this that dies, like I think about, gosh, that really is like we're trickling down to the end of an era. The American cultural era is coming to a close. Like that's how I look at
It's
it.
fucking
So,
pathetic.
isn't it sad?
We blow.
It's really sad. Like Elvis, everybody you can find an Elvis impersonator in every freaking country of the world. Everywhere. That's an American thing. Who is today's Elvis? Yeah, who is the new Elvis that everybody else in the world is emulating? A Michael Jackson. Who is emulating we have no more Michael Jackson. We have no more Elvis. Our culture isn't producing these breakout revolutionary type stars anymore. Music genres. We don't, God, what are we exporting now? Seriously, now that I think of it, I'm like, God, this is so sad.
Bombs and Zionism. That's what we're exporting.
I guess.
Like, I've been starting to listen to Kazakh and Chinese music. I can't understand a word of what they're saying. Like, not a word.
Like classical stuff or more modern stuff?
I just pull something up over on Apple and just click on something that sounds good. I have no idea.
What musical?
I mean, it could be talking about eating your dog. I have no idea.
Eating the dog. Well, there you go. All right, let's get to the stories. But there you go. Sorry for Weird Wednesday.
We're having a show.
Yes, weird Wednesday. But that's something to think about. You know, when a cultural icon like ZZ Top, someone like one of the three ZZs is left, you got to really think like what people. I mean, people emulated them too with the big beards but we don't have that anymore.
Nobody. What are you talking about? Nobody.
Are you kidding? All the hipster guys tried to have this
look. They were emulating ZZ Top.
Dude, Ted, I think you're out of touch with what the hipsters were trying to look like. They were trying to look like ZZ Top, not necessarily that long, because that is a lot. That is a commitment to have a beard.
Come on, they're trying
that
to look
long.
Like those guys are trying to look like they're in like the 18th century.
No, they're trying to look lumberjacky ZZ Top-ish, because you still want to look rock and roll, right? But you want to look like a lumberjack, so you're wearing the flannels, right?
Mm-hmm,
but then you're trying to grow the beard because ZZ Top made it cool, and or like the weird long mustache, right? That's like as Frank Zappa look.
Mm-hmm.
So that's music icons kind of shape fashion oftentimes. So I think that's the end of it for America. We're just shipping bombs and Zionism.
Well, we're not even able to ship bombs anymore. We're all out. We're all out. I'm telling you, we blow.
Okay, somebody tell us in the chat I don't know what America makes anymore. If we're not making movies and we're not making music, we're slow on bomb making. What I thought that was our number one export was bombs. Somebody please tell me. We're not even number one in the world in Brazilian butt lifts.
Are we not? Is that Brazil? Have they beaten us?
No, Turkey is the new hotspot for all of this stuff.
We're probably still number one in porn.
No.
God, I hope so.
No, I don't think so. No. I think it's like Ukraine or like some other Eastern Slavic-ish European country.
Yeah, Ukraine's actually big on porn. Yeah.
Ukraine is huge on porn and renting out the womb. Womb for rent, if you know what I'm saying. So, somebody please tell me. Well, that's true. Somebody tell me in the chat what you guys think America's thing is now, because it ain't any of the things I rattled off. So, ho hum. Happy Wednesday. All right, here is the planned story. So, DOGE has apparently broken America's weather machine. Now we're all going to pay the bill. So for decades, Americans have been getting one of the government's more remarkable services essentially for free, an enormous nationwide environmental intelligence network constantly telling us what the atmosphere, the oceans, the rivers, and the climate is doing. Most people call it weather, but NOAA, N-O-A-A, NOAA, the National Weather Service, are considerably more important than the little rain cloud icon on your iPhone. Commercial fishermen use NOAA use their data to determine whether it's safe to leave port. Farmers rely on it to decide when to plant and harvest. Airlines use forecasts to route flights around dangerous weather. Utilities use it to protect power grids. Emergency managers use it to prepare for hurricanes, floods, wildfires. You guys get the point here. Insurance companies, they use it to calculate how badly Mother Nature might be preparing to give us a beatdown. So, according to Forbes, that enormous system is now beginning to fray after Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, known as DOGE, targeted NOAA for staffing budget reductions beginning last year. The breakdown isn't necessarily dramatic. There isn't one giant switch somewhere marked America Weather Machine that suddenly got turned off. Instead, Forbes is saying that it was getting dismantled like little by little, piece by piece. In inactive weather station here, a missing weather balloon there, outdated map there, disappearing climate websites over here, and fewer experienced scientists maintaining and interpreting the data. Now, that matters because weather affects as much as 6% of the entire US economy, roughly $1.34 trillion annually. And this was not exactly an expensive government boondoggle. The National Weather Service estimated in 2024 that every taxpayer dollar spent on the agency generated $73 in economic value. So, hear that again. Every dollar from taxpayer dollars that went towards like the Weather Service generated $73 in economic value in some sort of return on investment. That's probably the best return on investment the government has made in the past, 50 or 70 years. Meanwhile, hundreds of experienced NOAA employees reportedly took early retirement last year, representing what Forbes calculates as the equivalent of roughly 27,000 years of accumulated expertise. Okay, so all the scientists and everyone that left, it accumulated to 27,000 years of expertise. And the Trump administration is now seeking additional NOAA budget reductions by at least 25% more, which introduces an interesting wrinkle to the whole government efficiency experiment because businesses still need weather data. Insurance companies still need catastrophe models. Farmers still need forecasts. Engineers still need environmental measures. Cities still need storm warnings. If the government stops collecting that information, somebody will eventually have to recreate it, probably private companies. And unlike NOAA, they generally don't work for free. So taxpayers may indeed spend less maintaining America's public weather infrastructure. They may simply wind up paying for it somewhere else through insurance premiums, food prices, utility bills, airline costs, more subscription services, because yay, we just need more a la carte services to pay for. It turns out the weather does have a cover charge, Ted. So we take for granted all of the times we look at our phone to be like, oh, the weather app, let me see what's going on, right? And we really don't think about all of the science that goes behind that stupid little app on our phone and how much this plays into not only our own little shitty little lives, but for all of us collectively, it changes the world that we live in. If these things fall apart, it can truly effectively change life as we know it. And that's terrifying to think that, look, the Farmer's Almanac is it in its last year or did it just die? I forget. We talked
It
about
was, I think it was the last year. 2025 was the last year that it was
how
published.
sad. So there's just not, in a time where weather catastrophes are increasing, I think it's ironic that we're decreasing our scientific investment and tax dollar investment into this, right? Where you're seeing a lot of climate refugees. You're seeing, literally war for water. You're seeing, when all of this is happening, we're cutting NOAA by another 25%. I think that's fucking batshit crazy.
Well, yeah. It's incredibly stupid. I can't believe we even have to have the conversation to justify why people need to know about weather. Farmers alone, right? We can just stop right there. Farmers need to know the weather. And the thing is, farmers are incredibly sophisticated people for, people who don't know any or haven't been on a farm. I mean, farmers are meteorologists. They are hedge fund traders. They are futures market experts. They are, they're business experts. I mean, they are, of course, agronomists. I mean, farmers are, in order to be profitable, they have to be very smart about a lot of things that could
Yeah.
any one of which could be a full-time career. Um, but yeah, I mean, yeah, we as Americans need to know the fucking weather, and it's
We as a
beyond
society.
comprehension. And what really worries me here is if Democrats ever get back into power, which who knows, but if they do, they're not going to like rehire everyone. They're not going to say like, oh, they're not going to fix it. Once something gets broken like this in
Right.
government, it stays broken.
Yeah, oh,
That's
right.
the problem.
That's right. That's right. It's like, well, that's always the running joke about like anything government run, right? Like you can put in a help ticket and you'll be there and for
Yeah.
for the next
Yeah,
20 years.
it's like like they say about the cops, when when seconds count, the cops are there in minutes.
That's right. And Peter, thank you for the donation again. Peter says, I drive a tour boat. We rely on the predictions of NOAA. They've
Of
been getting
course.
worse. They've been getting worse for the past 2 years. A
You
few
can see
weeks ago,
why.
they predicted 10% chance of rain in about 75 minutes. It rained hard. So, I mean, that's going to impact
I've
small
noticed
businesses.
my favorite is
Like,
AccuWeather, my favorite app, and it used to be like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, it was eerie how accurate it was. Like no matter where you were, it would say like rain beginning in 7 minutes, and you're like, come on, and it would, and like a rain ending in 22 minutes, and you're like, and it
you're like,
happened. I
come
mean,
on.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was
I mean,
terrifying. That's just not true anymore, though.
the way the article outlined it, this is from Forbes, is that you don't think about it piece by piece of how this whole weather infrastructure we have, right? It's a whole thing, right? We don't think about it as like, like that
We
there's a
shouldn't
whole
have
chain.
to.
I know, but when you really think about it, then you're like, holy shit, there's a lot of stuff involved to get me this one app on my phone to tell me if it's sunny outside, to see if I can go for a hike, right? There's a whole lot of people involved and a whole lot more people that it impacts. And it's so disheartening to me that we seem to be straying away from science into I don't know what we're moving towards. I can't even say, oh, we're redirecting this money towards, I don't know, because I don't know. I really don't know where. So are we cutting just for the sake of cutting? Or
Yeah, basically that's what happened. And the thing is,
well,
it's not like we're even seeing a reduction in the national debt, right? What was this all supposed to be about, right? DOGE was all supposed to be like, we're going to cut government spending and live within our means. I mean, the Trump administration's like all of its predecessors, with the exception of Bill Clinton, is deficit spending like a drunken sailor, and cutting taxes to the rich and corporations. The point is, the U.S. government is broke. We are still spending so much money. So, what is the point of all of these cuts when you're not even ending up with in a better, you're not even more solvent as a result?
there's nothing to show for it.
There's nothing to show for it. It's like we cut a bunch of shit for no reason.
Yeah, and Manchild, thank you for the donation. He says reality TV, social media, and data centers. Those are what we're exporting. Well, data centers,
Yay.
we're not exporting, are we? I mean, can we say we're exporting? Because we're building it here. We're just stealing up people's homes, generational properties for data centers. And then Kilroy for Prez says Russian and Asian porn stars are getting huge right now. American porn is stagnant. Oh, and Blake says Teddy Man Milkers in the morning. Let's
Do you know
go.
about
Thank you
this?
for the $5, Blake.
This is his retarded desire to see my man boobs.
How do you know Blake is a man?
No, he wants to see my man. I know I'm a man.
Yep.
And he wants to see
No,
my
I'm saying
boobs.
Blake. How do you know Blake is a man?
Oh, yeah.
You keep saying
Blake
he
sounds
wants to
like
see
a
it.
guy's name, you know?
No, because Blake Lively is a girl.
All right. True.
Blake could
Good
be
point.
a woman. You don't know.
True.
Could
I'm
be.
turning off my camera because I have to blow my nose. But
Okay, I'm gonna remove Ted. Oh, he's turning. Okay, so there's that. Well, Ted, you gotta mute it. We can hear the snot.
no, I wanted you to hear the snot.
You just didn't want us to see the blow.
Exactly.
But we can hear the blow.
That's right. It leaves more to the imagination. That way,
All right,
Blake, that's for Blake's $5.
You're like a regular Orson Welles, Ted.
I will blow no snot before it's time.
All right, next topic.
Former Green Party presidential candidate Jill Stein briefly had an arrest warrant hanging over her scrawny little neck this week, which sounds considerably more dramatic than what actually occurred. So, Jill failed to show up Monday for a hearing in court in St. Louis. This stemmed from a 2024 incident where she was arrested while attending a pro-Palestinian protest at Washington University. She faces misdemeanor trespassing and assault charges after the cops said that she grabbed an officer's bicycle. I call bullshit on that. And kicked another officer during the confrontation. I call quadruple bullshit on that. Stein has not been convicted of anything, and nor will she be, because those charges are ridiculous.
So bullshit.
Yeah. And by the way, the cops use their bikes to attack protesters.
Yeah, they smash protesters with them.
Yeah, it's like when the cops charge you like this, they're like, your face hurt my fist with your
right.
with your nose.
It's like, the Simpsons episode where Lisa's like rotating her arms and spinning towards Bart. And she's like, I'm not punching you, but if you walk into my fist, you are walking into my fist. Like
it's like that. Judge Karma Jackson. Sadly, the story is not about the naming of the judge, but Karma Jackson issued a failure to appear warrant when neither Stein nor her lawyer showed up. Then Stein's lawyer did ultimately show up, asked the judge to get rid of the warrant. The judge said, sure, it is her karma not to have this warrant. And now Stein will appear September 14th. More than 100 people were arrested when the cops cleared the protest in 2024, but she was one of the only 2 people charged. The other defendant's case vanished into the ether along with our balanced national budget after his attorney challenged whether Washington University officers legally qualified, these are campus rental cops.
Oh, campus cops.
Yeah, campus cops, whether they legally qualified as police officers under Missouri law. Now, I should point out that there's been several incidents, for example, in Cincinnati, where the University of Cincinnati rental campus cops tried to arrest people for running stop signs and shit in the city of Cincinnati. So
in the city, off
campus? In the city, like off campus. Like
what? They're playing cop?
They're playing. Yeah, they're like Bart. What's his name? Bart Blott, Rent a Cop, whatever his fucking name is. Anyway, so none of that.
Paul Blart, mall cop.
Paul Blart, mall cop. Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. Anyway, Stein is of course a 76-year-old. Extremely civilized, thin, small, slight of body, petite, and very chill doctor whose alleged criminal rampage apparently involved a police bicycle during a chaotic protest. But, personally, I would like to see if there's any video evidence.
Of course, there's none. But yes,
this is the state of Missouri should be fucking embarrassed. The governor of the state of Missouri, whoever the fuck he or she is, should just fucking make a call and make this go away before it becomes
Dr.
a meager of the laughing stock. Like, stop.
I love her.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
76. She's
would have been a great president.
Would have. I supported her before in the past. I've interviewed her many times. Like, I know her a little bit. She is literally like the most nonviolent, lovely, one of the most lovely human beings I've ever been able to interview.
Even Scott
She's
Santis, right winger,
doctor.
he loved her when she came in to talk to the Chicago Tribune editorial board and said she was
What's not
fantastic.
what's not to love? She's so sweet and kind and smart. And
Yep.
Ted, let me just highlight again. She's 76 years old.
Yeah, and look at her.
She's petite. She's like my size.
She probably weighs 110 pounds dripping wet.
She's
right?
tiny.
Like, cut the shit, assholes.
She's a tiny
liars,
76-year-old lady.
cards.
You're going to fucking say she picked up your bike and then kicked cops in the groin? Like,
which, by the way, if it's true, on the grounds of awesomeness, she should be allowed to walk.
yes. If these charges are true, I would give her points in the other direction and be like, that's pretty badass, Dr. Stein. Pretty
Don't let
badass.
it happen again. Wink, wink.
Right. But do I actually believe it happened? No. She's like, so.
The chances of this are, look, it's around.
Ted, why do you think she's only one of 2 people charged during the Gaza protests?
Oh, obviously because she was the most ferocious. Like, people don't see if she had shown in the 20s, if she had shown during one of her campaigns super action and like had leapt into and gone into a power pose and beat the shit out of
she's like
other candidates, like showed up at the debate stage like Hoya, then that would have been amazing. Like then everyone would have been like, oh my God, she's like Uma Thurman in Kill Bill. Like we got right. She could personally defend the United States. Her campaign could have been like, we will reduce the defense budget by 99% because we'll have me. I will personally
she's like,
kick
I'm
the
gonna
ass
chop the budget.
Any Ruskies, any Chinamen, any Canadians they come across that border, I will kick their ass.
Right. That is so not the Jill Stein that I've interviewed.
Yeah, that's like ridiculous.
So all of this. So let's watch. Obviously, I think this is politically motivated. Obviously.
Yeah, duh.
Like, just like, come on.
The University of Missouri should be fucking embarrassed.
Wash U. This is at Wash U.
Oh yeah.
Who has like one of the best medical schools in the country. Although she went to one a little more recognizable, Ted, Harvard, that medical school.
I've heard of that. Yeah.
I'm not sure. Maybe you have heard of it. I don't know if some people have heard of that, but that's where she has a double degree from, an MD plus I think her undergrad.
Wow. Nice.
So, not a dumb lady.
No.
Not a dumb lady.
Although she should stop beating up the police.
Yeah, Dr. Stein, please come talk to us. We'll
we'll
take your side of the story anytime.
For sure.
All right. All right. Back to my motherland in Los Angeles, California. In Venice, residents are hiring former gang members to do City Hall's job. Whoop, whoop. This one's for the homies. California has spent years telling the rest of America that its progressive approach to homelessness is more compassionate, more enlightened, and naturally more expensive. Venice residents may have finally discovered the punchline. According to Red State, which is a right-wing publication, frustrated homeowners and business owners are now paying at least $300 a month each for private patrols from a company called Ghost Town Consultants, an unarmed company founded by Venice natives Bobby Luna and Ricky Myers. The firm employs former gang members and recovering addicts who patrol properties and persuade homeless people to move their encampments. So yes, you're hearing me correctly. Residents of one of America's wealthiest states are hiring former gangbangers to maintain public order because their local government cannot manage it. One apartment owner described his neighborhood as, quote, a war zone with tents and fires and needles and open drug use. Calls to government agencies reportedly produced little relief. Los Angeles officials emphasized that Ghost Town isn't working for the city. They're like, oh, those aren't our guys. We didn't contract them. So that's not exactly reassuring. I think it's like one of those I don't think that means what you think it means. Under Karen Bass and Governor Gavin Newsom, California has poured enormous political attention and taxpayer dollars into homelessness while repeatedly promising new programs, new strategies, new initiatives. But yet over in Venice, this is like in the Santa Monica area, this is the west side, residents are now paying an unofficial second tax to get something traditionally considered a fairly basic government responsibility: keep the sidewalks usable. And here's the irony: these supposedly unsophisticated former gang members appear to understand something California's progressive ruling class has spent years avoiding. Compassion and public order are not mutually exclusive. You can help homeless people without surrendering neighborhoods to encampments, needles, and chaos. When taxpayers fund government, then they have to hire somebody else to perform the government's job. That is not compassion. It's failure with better branding. And whenever I go home, like this is like I lived in downtown LA, right where it was still a little, in the 2010, early 2010s, when it was still a little, yeah, kind of like, I guess, Ted, I would say early 2000s Hell's Kitchen. Kind of like that. That kind
I'd
of
say
vibe.
1980s Hell's Kitchen.
Well, I didn't travel in Hell's Kitchen. I was a kid in the 80s, so I only
By
know it in
2000s,
early
Hell's
2000s.
Kitchen was not dangerous.
It still had some
I know. I lived there at the time.
grit, but I would compare
Sure.
it to that. I would compare downtown LA when I lived there in 2010 to the year
downtown
2000
LA
Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah, sure, but it's not that bad.
But no, now it's reverted back to what to the
old
baseline.
days. Yeah,
to the baseline.
1980. Yeah.
That's right. Where you come up to, you exit the freeway, you exit the 110, and you get off anywhere in downtown, you're going to get, for sure, you're going to get a homeless dude jumping on your windshield, spitting on it, and cleaning it down with an old newspaper and asking you for $10. I mean, that's LA. That's home.
Shoot them. That solves the problem.
No, Robbie, you don't
Shoot them.
the homeless guy that's spitting on your windshield.
If he's jumping on your car, harassing you, being
You would
a
freak
nuisance.
out. That's happened to me on multiple occasions. So it's just part of the environment in Los Angeles. It's just
Why
what
do
we
y'all
know.
with it? Seriously, why do the people who live in the city deal with it?
I
Serious
don't want to
question.
hurt these people. But so anyway, this is like
No,
our elected
But
leaders.
you have a mayor, you have a government.
I
It's
know.
not your job to hurt them.
So what Karen Bass is not doing, obviously she let the city burn down, right, at the start of 2025. Gavin Newsom, same thing. I mean, they're both responsible. The state coffers for handling, like he said he was going to build, like I forget how many housing units, like a couple 100,000. They haven't achieved even 10,000. So that's not even a fraction of what Newsom said the state was going to fund towards like more affordable housing and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to permit more ADUs. I don't know about NorCal, but SoCal is a fucking mess. There's homelessness, homeless
so is
sprawl.
NorCal. Yeah.
Homeless sprawl is everywhere. It used to be only concentrated mostly in downtown LA by where I lived, but where I grew up, even in Whittier, like born and raised, even those parks in the suburbs were getting homeless encampment. Like it has just spread like a cancer, and nobody's doing anything about it. And they sweep it under the rug because they go and then steal the homeless people's stuff, right? And say, "Oh, we cleaned it up." And then a month later, everyone's back at it. They've got new tents, they've got new whatever. The same thing keeps happening, and there's drugs on the streets. Like again, homelessness is a thing that has impacted my immediate family members, and I have helped them. I've seen it through firsthand. There are ways to do this.
What would be your suggested solution here?
Well, first of all,
and by the way, I should point out that like there's a lot of the gang thing is important to sort of contextualize here. First of all, there's gangs are. California is no doubt ground zero when it comes to gangs.
Oh,
I mean,
sure.
like New York's got nothing. Washington's
No.
got nothing by comparison. And so you've got a lot of former and present gang members, right?
Yep.
So if a society is going to say, a society can't say we're going to write off 10% of our population, right? They just can't. So there's so many of them. And also there's a culture and frankly, a lot of successful examples of former gangbangers becoming, very upstanding members of society.
Sure.
And like there's those bakeries that are run by former gangbangers.
Mm-hmm.
There's various actors who are used to be in gangs. Like there's that one guy with all the scars, who is always in the Tarantino movies. I forget his name. Danny Aiello or something?
Trejo.
There's a lot of guys like that, and they're great, right? So the point is, it's now on the other hand, you kind of want to not end up with a Rolling Stones using the bikers at Altamont to provide security, and then you end up with chaos because these are people who are kind of like, or the Ramones used to rely on the Hells Angels also. And there would be like sort of random gratuitous stabbings at their concerts. I know, I witnessed it. And so it's like, you do have to measure these things. But I guess the point is, it's not that outlandish to use people who kind of have some swagger. And
who knows the street.
And who know the streets and have some credible, a credible threat of violence can often avoid violence. And so, a guy like that can exude a credible threat of violence. But seriously, what would you do instead about the homelessness?
Well, look,
if you were the emperor of California, if
God.
you're Gavin Newsom, but with sweeping powers, what would you do?
I would end the grift of all these fucking fake 501c3 bullshits that claim to be helping the homeless people. I would actually use state funding to, one, not only grease the palms of my friends who claim to be building units for people to live in and then affordable housing. I would actually pay attention to that first and foremost, is clean up the streets by literally giving people places to live. You as a governor, as Newsom as a governor, has sweeping powers to kind of mockingly say, if I were the emperor, there are sweeping powers that Gavin Newsom has, and he won't use them. You can declare certain abandoned buildings or whatever as temporary, necessary, whatever, housing or whatever. You can bypass local municipal laws, and Karen Bass can also go hand in hand, work hand in hand in tandem with Newsom to approve temporary housing and blah, blah, blah. And you use the money from those coffers. First of all, when you ban the 501c3s, all that money would then, the people that want to help will find a way to help, and they'll be able to give it to groups that can go more directly. These groups that claim to be nonprofits or whatever, the people, the leadership in them make $300,000-$500,000 a year, and you get pennies on the dollar. If you're somebody donating to one of these so-called, like help groups or whatever, let's say you give $1, maybe at the high end, 30 cents of your dollar might be going towards the homeless population. The other 70 is going towards paying lining the pockets of all of these so-called presidents of these nonprofits. They're very profitable. So I would do away with the vast majority of them, because they are a grift. They are grifts. But all of these grifts also work with the governor and also work with Sacramento and also work with City Hall, and everyone's in on it. That's the thing. That's what I discovered. They deliberately make it hard for the homeless people to get an ID. They make it so that way if you are trying, let's say, going through an established group like the Salvation Army, for example, that's one I could back. I would put more money in them, expand beds for them, expand whatever funding the state could give them.
You've got systemic
They're
issues,
excellent.
right? I mean, there's systemic challenges
Get
for
rid of the
homelessness
grift.
in California. I mean, first of all, the weather's nice, right? So
Yeah.
it's easier to.
So they're just camping.
It's easier to be homeless, honestly.
Sure.
It's like you're not going to get as much homelessness in Seattle, let's say, or more to the point, Minneapolis, St. Paul, right?
Well,
it's hard. I mean, they have homelessness, but it's like not the same.
Right.
And you're also, there's also, the fact that you're near a major drug conduit, right by the U.S.-Mexico border, which is very porous there in Southern California. You've also got extraordinarily high housing prices, so it's really easy to fall
And
off.
that's why Gavin
fall
Newsom
into poverty for even people who
is
are
a
lower
piece of
middle
shit.
class.
he claimed that he was going to expand housing some 10 years ago or whatever it was when he first got into office as
Well, you
governor.
would
He was
need
lieutenant
hundreds and
governor.
hundreds of thousands of new units, right?
He said that that's what he was going to do. That
They
was
never
priority
do.
number one.
They literally are like, we have
That was priority
80
one.
new units. They never do.
That's right. And then Karen Bass let thousands and thousands of properties burn down last year. Burn down because the wells and the fire hydrants were tapped out.
I think Newsom's going to run for president. What do y'all think?
Oh,
Yeah, I've been saying that.
Yeah, 80%
He's
chance.
going to be the nominee. He's going to be the nominee.
No. He won't be the nominee, but he
I
will
bet you
run.
will. I bet you
No,
will
it'll
be
be
the
Pete,
nominee.
it'll be Pete Buttigieg.
Not Pete, Ted. Where do you keep getting
You
Pete?
guys don't understand the Democratic
You
Party.
so wrong.
Okay, you guys don't understand the Democratic Party. They're not.
He's
gonna
an ass pirate. That's not enough. Listen, he screws one guy. Newsom screwed an entire state.
Ha ha ha. Here's the thing. Newsom is straight, and he's a white dude. No, this party will not nominate even though he's not. But
Well,
they would not
it's
nominate
either-
they would not nominate a well-qualified white dude. Not to mention, he doesn't bring anything to the table electoral
either
college.
Newsom-
Like California is going to be a Democrat. All 45 electoral votes will be Democratic no matter who the nominee
it's either
is. Right?
Newsom or they're going to put up Kamala Harris again.
No, they're not.
Harris.
There's
says-
0%
keeps
chance
saying-
of that.
She
0%.
keeps saying she's going to, so it's going to be a Californian. I'm going to say that. It's going to be a Californian. She keeps
It's gonna
saying
be
that she's
Mayor
going to.
Pete. I'm always right
gonna
about these
try
things.
again.
Every time. I'm always right. Always
Mayor
right.
Pete is not it. But anyway,
It's Mayor
we'll
Pete.
leave
It's
that
Mayor
there.
Pete.
We got to leave that there because
It's
we're
our
out of
chance
time,
to
so
make
we gotta do it.
history. Although we got
No.
burned with two ladies, we're not going to do ladies.
They're never going to make history with Pete. Ain't it? Just like Hillary wasn't it.
All right, we have one more story.
One more story.
It's Mayor Pete. You heard it here first. All right. Scientists have long known that a rough childhood can follow people well into adulthood. Oh, I mean, I've read about that. I don't know if that personally. Now researchers may have found part of the biological reason why. A new study published in Neuron suggests that early life stress can leave lasting epigenetic changes in the brain. Well, we kind of knew that, didn't we? Essentially altering how certain genes are switched on and off without changing the underlying DNA. Researchers focused on the ventral tegmental area, or VTA, part of the brain heavily involved in dopamine, motivation, reward, and response to stress. In mice exposed to early life stress, scientists found increased activity involving an enzyme called SETD7 and a chemical marker known as H3K4ME1. Those changes appeared to prime brain cells to react more strongly when the animals encountered stress again later in life. The effect was dramatic. When researchers artificially increased SETD7 activity in little mouses, the percentage later classified as stress susceptible jumped from 8 to 50%. When researchers went the other way and reduced it, they found that the stress susceptibility plunged from 85 to 33%. The finding could help explain why childhood adversity has long been associated with higher rates of depression, anxiety, and substance use disorders later in life. Of course, mice are not people. Researchers have not yet shown that this would have similar effects in human beings. But nevertheless, it's an interesting
Ted,
early step. But we know
it's a
about
hard
epigenetics. We know
It's
about
a hard
that.
thing, Ted, when you see a mouse like bummed out, smoking a cigarette, and just it's like, fuck, man, I had it rough when I was, one of 10. Like it just
Yeah, my mom never paid attention to me.
my mom. Then my mom got killed. She was fed to a python. Fucking
She
sucks,
was
man.
then my dad got eaten by a cat.
Like,
Yeah. And then you got JDC who's over there committing genocide on the mices.
That's true.
oh, that's true.
That's true.
It is
Mouse-
true.
That's true. Our own science advisor just genociding the mice population.
Innocent, pure of heart, noble. They say the mouse is the noblest of all animals.
Well, they've been
Speaking of
around
noble
forever.
animals, I found a gamer chick on Rumble with 2 people watching. So we're going to be doing a
Aw.
surprise raid to her.
Oh, that's
Oh,
nice.
good.
Okay. Well, what do you guys think? Because look, I I think I mean I had a fairly hard childhood. I grew up in a rough neighborhood, being the one Asian kid in a heavily Mexican gang community. That weren't easy. And also, being the first American born of war refugees, we were poor. It wasn't easy. Just life wasn't easy. But I would say for me, all of that, it depends, I think, on how your brain is wired to begin with. And I don't mean the set D7 cells or whatever. Like me and my brother, right? We're from same exact parents, same household, same everything. For me, when going through all of the shit that we went through as a kid, it made me tougher. Because I'm just full of spit and fire, right? Like that's just how God made me. Like I'm hardwired that way, right? I'm one of those people that if you punch me and knock me down, I get up and be like, all right, motherfucker, you better kill me the next time. My brother, not so much, right? We're wired very differently. So there's got to be other elements, and not only this, what is it? Is it the set D7? How do they define this? The enzyme, set D7 enzyme. It can't just be that your rough environment shapes you into, sure, maybe the likelihood that you might have, depression or whatever as you get older. But it had the opposite, the inverse effect on me. The tough childhood upbringing made me tougher as an adult, and it just put spit and fire in my belly. And I said, I am not going to be a statistic of where I'm from. I'm going to do something with my life.
You can be tougher and still be affected by trauma, right?
I don't know. I feel like I'm generally a happy-go-lucky person, and whereas my brother is actually very sullen and very quiet and keeps to himself, and like we're very different people.
And you beat him on the regular, right?
That's right. Beat the shit out of that little guy, trying to make him tough. No, I mean I'm a lot older than him.
It's like you're welcome, bro.
Like, dude, stop being a pussy. But that's we're 7 years apart, so we didn't really grow up together. We didn't really become like friends until we're older, because I was a lot older than him. But I watched how he absorbed life, which was very different than the way I absorbed life. So, do I believe that these childhood traumas can shape who you be? Yes, of course. But I also think attitude plays a big role in how you process these traumas.
Mm-hmm.
Well, look at Robbie. Robbie had
I don't
really
know. I mean, I don't really believe that you can fix this stuff with your attitude. But I mean, epigenetics are kind of well established. It's kind of like you can find that the people who, for example, are separated at birth from their parents and don't know anything about, like, oh, my parents survived the Holocaust or whatever, will have an unexplained trauma responses. Epigenetics is actual real science. I think it's fair to say. I'd be curious what JDC has to say about it. But
I don't think he's in the chat today. Peter, thank you for the dono again.
He's got some mice to kill.
Oh no, Peter says early life stress explains why Ted is so insistent on booty judge.
No. First of all, just so you know, I will not vote for him, and I don't think that he would be. I would not vote for him. I don't support him. People always mistake when you predict something, because that's how things happen now. Like on social media, people will say, oh, Donald Trump is going to win the war in Iran, or he already has one. And they're trying to make it like, because they want it to be true. I don't roll that way. I don't say that. When I make a prediction, I just tell you what I think is going to happen. And what I want to have happen is an entirely different matter. And usually those two things have little to do with each other, because what I want to have happen almost never happens. So in this particular case, I would, what would I like to see happen? I'd like to see, a good lefty be nominated, but that's not going to happen.
On the Democrats?
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
That's not going to happen.
But so what's going to happen? Look, the reason I think it's going to be Buttigieg is first of all, parties and national elections always tend to be a response to the tone, a reaction against the previous president. So what is more opposite tonally to Trump than Buttigieg in every way? In the same way that Obama was a big response to George W. Bush, and Trump was a big response to Obama.
Sure, if that's the case, then you go with a Blasian woman, Kamala Harris.
Okay, so first of all, you've got to stop saying that, because there's no world in which she's even running. Okay, it's not going to happen.
She keeps flirting with it, but
she's just trying to stay in the mix.
She's
trying to sell a few books.
Trying to get money, because if you create a PAC, then that money can, as we learned from your other radio wife.
This is
a grift, and she can, if you have a super PAC.
But she's not going to be the nominee, right? I mean, Gavin Newsom might be. It's possible.
I think he wants it.
He wants it. But the point is, I think the party will. They will not. The party wants to make history in a woke way. They want first black, first woman, first this, first that. They kind of know they overshot with Kamala and Hillary. They know that they think that those candidates lost because they were ladies. That's not true, but they think that. And so they're like, okay, well, so we have to go with a dude, but we still want to make history. And here's Mayor Pete, who would make history. And Mayor Pete is also, to be fair, extremely something that Donald Trump is not. Very articulate, very smart.
That I agree with.
And
he's a smart guy.
He sounds great. And so, I mean, I think that's why he's going to be impressive on the campaign trail.
If it's any consolation,
surrounded by the other retards.
Ted, if it's any consolation, in one of the pictures I looked at for this story about Venice Beach was, I literally for a long time, I was like staring at the photo and it didn't occur. I was thinking, who is that big old tall lesbian next to Kamala Harris? It was Gavin Newsom. I thought it was
also Gavin Newsom doesn't look as good as he used to. Like 20 years ago, he looked sharp, man. But that's not true now.
And that's about roughly more or less when I met him, when he gave me the sleaze arm. Greta Good asked in the chat, but how safe did you feel at home, Manila? That's to me. I think when you're born and raised in the hood, the things that startle most people that you would see in the news or whatever, hearing helicopters overhead every night, gangs shooting outside.
Ghetto bird.
Yeah,
That's
you
what they call them in LA.
Get desensitized. Yeah, it was the ghetto bird. You get desensitized. I remember one time being terrified in my bed was because you hear the ghetto bird, you hear police cars coming, and then suddenly you hear the helicopter, the police chopper ahead or above you, and you hear them saying, like, shouting at the suspect they're chasing. And apparently the dude was, because in LA houses are real close together, the dude was jumping from rooftop to rooftop, and he ran across mine, and he happened to run across my bedroom rooftop. And right, so
that's terrifying.
So I was probably like 9 years old. I still remember that to this day. And I remember cowering under the sheets. But outside of that, you're desensitized to like the gang violence, the graffiti. That's your norm. If that's all you know, then why would you be scared of it? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know to be scared of it because that's all I knew. I didn't know that there were safe communities outside of Los Angeles. I didn't know, because
it's not relevant.
Right. So
it doesn't affect you.
I'm saying, because that's her question, was how safe did I feel at home? So for me, I actually felt fairly safe.
Yeah, because you don't know any better. Look, it's like when you're a kid, you only know your own reality, right? And like, it's like you go visit other people's houses and you're like, oh, they do things differently. Their house is bigger or smaller. So it's cleaner or it's dirtier or it's safer or it's less, whatever.
I actually felt safe. And then when I got older, like high school age-ish, I was friends with a lot of the gangbangers. Yeah.
We got to go. We're 15 minutes over.
Ted, that's how you actually stay safe. Do you know that? Be friends with the gangbangers. Be cool with them.
My mom always said, make friends in low places.
I made friends with all the gangbangers in the neighborhood from all the different gangs. My house never got robbed. Nothing never happened. So
no, I mean, that is true. You can't beat them, join them.
Yeah. So there you go. I didn't join the gang. I just befriended them. And you know where I was useful to them, Ted? I was their tutor in high school and helped many of them graduate.
Aw, look at you.
So there you go.
The jailhouse, the future jailbird helping out the others.
So there you go. And
You're
that's
like a
why the
little Martha
gangbangers-
Stewart.
So that's why the gangbangers didn't rob my house, because I befriended all of the different gangs, not one. I wasn't like loyal to one. I was friends with all the
Well, that would have been
gangbangers.
unwise. Yeah.
I know. I tutored them all, and they, helped them graduate. So there you go. But
All
anyway, that does it for Weird News Wednesday. We're out of time. And
Bye.
Robbie says we're raiding into some
Q&A
little
show
girl
in
rando.
45 minutes.
Okay, there you go.
Bye.
Stay tuned. Help out this new little person. Adios, amigos. Bye.